Are you scared of having a back pain while working in your kitchen, your hand tilting out? Today we are going to talk exactly about that. I'm going to tell you about all the ergonomics that will help you work comfortably in the kitchen. So the first thing is your countertop height, which is the standard is between 32 to 36 inches. Now, how do you decide whether you want 32 or 36? It's based on your height. If you're short, then you will use the lower slab, which is 32, and if you're slightly taller, you may go for 34 or 36 inches height of countertop. Now coming to the space between the overhead and the countertop, generally we leave a 2 feet space between these two so that it is comfortable for you to access. Next, coming to the depth of the overhead unit. Now generally our counter slabs are 2 feet. That is because we want to accommodate the hob. It has to be a larger working area, but when it comes to your overhead units, you cannot keep it 2 feet because you will not be able to turn and work. Your face will hit the overhead unit. That's the reason the overhead units are generally limited between 1 feet to 1 feet 3 inches. It's somewhere between 12 to 14 inches. Now coming to the chimney height. The chimney height is generally recommended by the company of chimney that you will be opting for. But generally it is always put in level with the overhead unit. It starts from the overhead unit level and stops at the loft level where your pipes gets into the loft. Now moving on to the sink. The sinks are also generally at the same level as your hob height, which is 32 to 36 inches. This is a comfortable height to wash your vessels. And again, the units above your sink will be with a gap of 2 feet and with a depth of 1 feet to 1 feet 3 inches. This is so that while washing, you do not hit on the overhead counter. Now moving to your breakfast counter. Now with respect to your breakfast counters, this is basically a 32-inch counter which is same as your hob, but we've designed the breakfast counter differently where the breakfast counter is taken at a height of 42 inches. So from the floor level, you will take a height of 42 inches for a breakfast counter. It can be either fused with the hob counter or it can be a separate entity. But the height for your breakfast counter will have to be 42 inches and you will need a bar stool where the seating height is 32 inches from the floor level. So guys, this was everything about the ergonomics which will help you design the kitchen better and you will be very comfortable using it when you customize it for yourself.